Hey, hello and welcome. My name is Miss Tina and you are watching Squaziland, the occasional dose of my reviews, reaction and opinions. Today I'm going to react to the latest chapter of One Piece. There has been only been 1 week after the last chapter, but it feels like 2 weeks to me. Seriously, I mean, this week has been so weird in so many senses that I was just like, what? It's Friday? It's already like that? Yeah, the chapter has been out for quite some time, but I couldn't really get my self to do the reaction because I have been to work, I've been sleeping, all sort of things that happen. But I want to react it because One Piece is really what keeps me in the loop these days with anime and manga. I really need some good anime or manga in my collection. I really want to read something good again. It has been so long. I mean, I really love Freerun. I really love. What was the other I was following? Peace. No, I'm just kidding. But you get the idea that you crave for something more. I always love reading mangas. I have read so many bad and things I would, the guilty pleasure kind of mangas that no one would ever admit that they read that, but they actually did, and I did too. And I want something cool and something really good. And it's not just about, it can be about fighting, but when I see that Rumiko Takahashi, I think that there is going to be a new anime, I'm like, I don't know, it's going to be something similar or maybe not to Inuyasha. I mean, her latest works weren't really, you know getting the vibes with me. I didn't really feel like the need to actually read them. I started reading them. What was the that really thing? Well, about demons and everything, and I couldn't connect to it. I mean, I loved Inuyasha. I loved Ranma. I read them and I watched them on TV when it was on TV. So not these modern versions of them naturally, but the older versions, and I loved them. But now, you know, my search for mangas. But you are not here for that. You are here for the One Piece reaction. So sorry. By the way, for last time, I haven't mentioned that Brook actually disappeared, but I thought this is my interpretation of Brook's disappearance, so to speak, is that either Brook was defeated or because Imu Inganko has wings, Imu is up there. So it's like we fight something and then Imu goes back to the sky. So it was kind of that, for me, that was the perspective that it wasn't a Brook defeat, but sort of like we don't know what is wrong with Brook at this point. But I'm not sure if this chapter is going to deal with that. I have no clue what this chapter is all about. Maybe, last chapter was really more or less about Loki and Loki being free, and you could see the massiveness of Loki, and Summers is finally gone, well, to some extent at least. So it was a well-deserved and nearly not enough beating for him. I expect so much worse, but great panels were there in the last chapter. So let's see what this chapter has to offer. Sorry that I took so long, but oh, I can already see. Oh, a color spread. Oh, okay, that's actually very nice. It reminds me of older times. Huh. And everyone in the crew is there. Franky with his old hairstyle. You know what? I miss the old Franky a lot. Actually, I miss him a lot. It sounds super weird, but it's Franky. I have to admit, I've been reading One Piece manga since the end of Water 7. I started to read the One Piece Weekly at that time, and when it came to the 2 years time skip, I was most disappointed with Franky's character. I mean, the change of his character. I was like, no, I cannot accept that. I cannot accept that. And now seeing him with his old hairstyle, it's reminding me that I love that hairstyle for him, and that whole thing. Maybe I just missed the hair. I don't know. It's a cool and it's a cute. Yeah, it's a fun color spread for sure. I like that. Oh, and there is a Netflix version too. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't care for the live version and the live action version. Sorry, it's like, yeah, it was there. no, I mean, I know that people say that it was successful and it was good. No, sorry, it's not my cup of tea at all. I mean, there are some there are some series, there are some things you cannot make into a live action or shouldn't, and I feel like One Piece is one of them. I understand that they love One Piece. I can see that they love One Piece. I can feel that they love them, but it's nothing more for me than a cosplay or parody of the series itself. Um, I liked Garp's character a lot, actually. He was my favorite because I watched season 1 and I will probably watch season 2 too, but I don't know. No, I'm not a fan of the live action or live actions in general. I have to yet see a very, very good live action. I have seen for one series, but I don't know which. Okay, anyways, the chapter's title is With Pride. Okay, I like that a lot. AOV, or AOW, sorry. It's one hell of a party over there, huh? And Franky's like, ooh. AOW, ow. They meant that. Sorry, I'm just like, is it the translation of something ow? But I think it's Franky's way of speaking, okay? What are you doing, Lilith? Isn't Vegapunk in that box? Okay, Lilith is back in the game. I mean, why not? It's a good thing I unloaded it near the school, she says. These are Omnitrain converters, OCDs for short. Okay. Okay. And Franky and Bonnie are like, and Bonnie is on top of Franky. I haven't noticed her, but she was in the background, so. Okay, I'm fairly certain Hoover Tech should be feasible on Elbaf, huh? Come again? Don't you feel it? Over here, back there, this place is teeming with energy. It's all around us, she says. Have you never tried harnessing anything stronger than cola to power yourself? And Franky's like, huh? Okay, this is going to be exciting for sure. Whoa, the flames have grown so much. This is a nightmare. The world really might be ending today. Did you see that thing? That dragon so big it even dwarfs Kaido. Okay, who is saying that? Okay, it's Usopp, naturally. Then again, wasn't Luffy on its back? Does it mean it's on our side? That dummy is always pulling some reckless stunt, says Nami. You ready, Zeus? Yep, I'm good to go. You know what? Despite the fact that Nami was actually bound, okay, she was in knots and whatever, she could have released Zeus. I mean, Zeus can appear, or does she have to touch her stuff or what? I don't know. Okay, maybe I shouldn't pry too much into these details, but I'm still actually a bit angry that, they were tied up and they don't do anything. They could have done so much more. And Jinbei is like, whoa, the thorns are weak against fire. Well, duh. I mean, but okay, sorry for ranting. I mean, yeah. Yep, I'm good to go. Let's hurry. This will still be tricky, but at least we don't have to worry about the kids anymore. It says Jinbei, and Robin is saying, so, sorry, I got no business lying around here at a time like this, so are you okay? Here we go, come on Zeus, this is urgent. Okay, Zeus is coming. We have got to put out the fires at the school and the library, Nami says. Leave it to me, Nami. I saved up plenty of water like you asked. Okay, maybe she did something in the background. That's our perfect Nami-san. She is ready for anything. Pouring rain. Okay, I like this spot, Nami and her features. It's pretty cool, actually. Tempo. Please let this work, Nami and Zeus. And, Robin is really like, please. Is that rain? So, God, go away. Hey, that wasn't part of the deal. Who said you could put out the fire? Okay, Killingham is on its way, I guess. Yeah, master, watch out, Zeus. Zeus is like, what? Our terms were clear. You were meant to forsake all this world History crap. Okay, someone to fight against. Hum. And it chopped off Zeus. Yeah, Zeus. Is that a snake? No, it's a lindworm. What I find more scary, we still have this title card. It's actually very funny. Zeus, of course, Zeus is fine. He was our last. He was our last hope to put out these flames. Are they not? Oh, it's still burning. Okay, who is that guy? He must be one of the three demons, says Jinbei. The OCDs are engaging. What are they? Thermal energy absorption. Oh, I see. So random stuff. What is that thing? The flames are out. What? Everything is frozen. What happened? Asked Robin. Seems like they did it. The fires at the school and the library have been extinguished. Even calamities are ultimately just clumps of energy, says Lilith. Okay, and she gives it to Franky. Franky, take this for a whirl. Hold up, this bottle looks like it's going to burst. Yup, I call that Super Mega Cola. Your internal structure is truly magnificently designed. You are at least on par with the Pacifista. Listen, okay, but I was shocked to learn you managed to run yourself plain old cola. Listen now, good. Your fuel is your passion. When you use this stuff, your power will explode, and her eyes are glinting, and Franky's like, Why, it's so dark, Nami, save me. Okay, since I'm coming. So, can you make it to the library? He says, of course I can. Robin, you must be worried sick. All that history was left to us by O'Hara. And okay, killing him is like, Devour the library, dream demon. Don't give them even the faintest glimmer of hope. Roar. A new world can only be born by severing things like history. Okay, killing him is like that. Nami leaves those to me. He'll cuff him right up after I strike from my fist, says, okay, Jinbei's there. Oh, is that a fishman? They really are the most repulsive race in the world. If anyone's going to gag, it will be me. Good thing I brought my mask. Brother, that elitist attitude is and gross ideology is typical for a celestial dragon, says Sanji. You must really be out of touch if you even don't recognize a former warlord like Jinbei. Now how are you going to pay for insulting a member of our crew? How about I kick a hole in that precious mask of yours? Super! My jumping power is unreal, and Franky's on the loose. All my muscles are roaring too. With this boost, any monster that crosses me is going to be crying for mercy after just one hit. Okay, super strong. Fishman Karate secret technique. Infrared Jambe, okay, and they're all attacking. Haha, the monster, and killing them too. Dexter. Dexter is Latin for right. Kanji chose to reflect it as it is. Concasse and Vagabond Drill. Okay, and we get to see a very, very cool panel, and one of the monsters is actually defeated by them. You know, it shows really the strengths of the characters, you know, that it didn't even took much for Luffy or for Loki to defeat these monsters, but naturally it would take three very, very strong people from the Straw Hat crew to actually manage to defeat these monsters. In the West Village, demonic giant warrior pirates, Dory and Brogy are there, and the warriors of West Village are there. Hajudin, Zoro, I mean, Zoro is not the... he's technically a warrior, so why not? So they are up against each other. With their regeneration, we could keep cutting them down over and over for eternity, they say. And every one of them is a familiar face. Just seeing them get hurt pains us too. What the hell can we do to stop this? And you know, there's an overwhelming power, and you know, they grew bigger because of the Domi reversing. Yeah. Captain Dory, Captain Brogy. Okay, they are up once again. Dory, are you still in there? I'm barely hanging on, Brogy. And Zoro is, you know, catching on. We are an utter disgrace. How could we ever allow such mindless insults against our esteemed elder like Yarul to cross our lips. Taking his head would stain our honor for generations, right? It never should have come to this. We are in agreement then. Of course we are. Farewell, partner. We will never yield to these demons. A whole century of duels. We had grand time together, didn't we? They are remembering of their fights. We are warriors of Elbaf. And they cut off each other's heads. There is nothing less for us but to die with pride. And their chiefs, Dory, Broggy, Captain Dory, Captain Broggy, what did they do? Why did they do that? And they are flipping over. But why? And they are like, what? You are both back to normal? Their heads are even back in the same place. They are like, that means that death breaks their demonic curse. Oh, okay. Our gruesome corpses weren't a pretty sight for you. Oh, but it seems your body returns to working shape the moment you are flipped back. So we can all go out against the rest, huh? Says Zoro. There is no need to hold back. Now we know we just need to land fatal blows and they will be restored. That means lopping off their heads will work. We can even gouge their hearts out, but that's totally out of the question. I mean, they are our friends, right? And they are like, huh? The enemy. Hey, get all the kids back home. They shouldn't be here. I kind of feel bad, says Zoro. Yeah, this really is breaking my heart, says Dory, and Broggy too. Mine bleeds for them, honestly. And they are all smiling. My chest also aches. We are very reluctant, but you guys better brace yourselves. Great chapter indeed. I really love these details and the fights. And Domi Reversi can be reversed by death, basically. So you can either defeat it with, as it was defeated by, by rocks, because he got his conscience back. Or if you really kill that person, but you wouldn't want to kill them and you wouldn't be able to kill them. And yeah, Domi Reversi is definitely different from, I'm thinking about things that, so Domi Reversi for these characters, I'm thinking about Rocks for a bit. Could he be changed back too? But, since the God Knights were there, he might have changed back, after he was defeated by Garp and Roger, and he was dead, and then he returned to his normal self, and then he was like, oh brother, and then came the God's Knights, and they defeated them. Okay, this is a pretty good chapter too. I love the fact that we are getting somewhere with Domi Reversi, and the fact that the Straw Hats are actually doing something, especially the other crews. I'm really interested in Vegapunk's technology, whether they are going to get maybe part of it and Franky is going to get a present from Lilith. I mean, it would be definitely an upgrade for Franky if he can use certain elements and rebuild it to himself, which we were kind of expecting, on Egghead Island, that he would get some upgrade or he would get a bigger role, but it seems like that he will get his upgrade here. About the other characters, I don't know what to say. We still have, and today I'm a complaining person, but whatever. It's not like you really watch this for my reaction and my opinion. So here's my opinion. I think that Usopp should have done something, and the fact that he's just complaining, he's doing absolutely nothing to help the situation, is really disappointing. It's really disappointing. At least Nami told Zeus to, gather some water, but she could have also commanded him that, be a cloud and just rain, whatever. I mean, even the enemies wouldn't take much notice of it. Well, it rains, whatever. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe someone will has the perfect answers for all of my concerns and actions, and maybe in 2 chapters I will say that, you know what, Usopp is the greatest person of all time. Maybe. I mean, he's certainly a very entertaining guy, and I really like him as a straw hat. But seeing him doing absolutely nothing in situations like this on his dream island, it's a bit heartbreaking for me. Anyways, thank you very much for joining me this week too. We are going to have a break next week, which is not so good, but you know, it's fine. It's spring. Enjoy the outside world. Go outside, have fun. Hopefully the weather allows that to have fun outside too. And if you have any questions or reactions to my reaction, then you know what to do. I always welcome comments. I try to answer them as soon as possible. Sometimes, you know, it's a bit different. I'm on a different channel than where I usually watch my videos, so it's two entirely different things, but it's really a joy to react to One Piece chapters weekly, even bi-weekly, and we are going to get back the anime soon. I mean, in less than a month we are going to get One Piece Elbaf arc, and I'm really excited for that too. And yeah, I mean, the live action is coming up too. I know I said harsh things about it, but that's the truth. I mean, that's my opinion of it. So I can understand that people really like it, and I'm happy for them that they like it. But for me, it's no. I can't fangirl over something that I have zero interest in or I don't like. Yeah, it's a very great honor to the series. Good for them, but it's not my One Piece, you know, kind of thing. It's not. My One Piece is what I read, and sometimes the anime. I have the same opinions about the movies. I don't really watch the movies from One Piece because they are rewriting the story, making the characters do stuff that they wouldn't normally do. They are taking things out of concept. They are even introducing things that shouldn't be happening there and should be happening in the manga. I mean, you know, with the Fitzgerald stuff, you know, that the Figureland stuff that, you know, it was in the movie first and then in the manga. I mean, no. And they go overboard in movies. So I'm not really a fan of these types of things. They worked pretty wonderful and pretty well in the 90s and the 2000s because they were a bit out of there, but you still like them. But today it's just not working for me. I'm not interested in fan fictions and different versions of One Piece. I just like One Piece itself. Not just like, I will love it and adore it. So thank you very much for joining me this week too, and I hope to see you guys next week or the week after that. Bye bye.